Bessie Leonora Ellis was born in Kingston, Jamaica in 1911. Her father was Jamaican and her mother, Maria Ellis, was a white Dutch woman. When she was a young child, she migrated to Boston with her parents. However, tragedy struck when both her parents contracted smallpox and died. So, at just 5 years old, Bessie became an orphan. But, luckily for Bessie, she was soon adopted by a wealthy Irish-American socialite, whose identity she never revealed. From a young age, Bessie knew she wanted to ride a motorcycle. And in 1927, when she turned 16 years old, her mother gifted her one, despite reservations. "Good girls don't ride motorcycles," her mother apparently said. Despite this, Bessie, having had no previous experience or knowledge of operating a motorcycle, jumped on and took to it instantly. Very soon Bessie was off on some real adventures. Reportedly, she tossed a penny on a map of the United States and then set off on whatever destination it dropped on. This first ride became the start of an epic adventure. Eventually she would cover the lower 48 states and later Europe, Brazil and Haiti. The penny tossing on the map was apparently a favourite game of Bessie's, and she would often use this method to pick her next destination. She called this technique her penny tours. To pay her way across the country, she earned a living by performing stunts in carnivals on her bike. Stunts which included riding side saddle, standing on one foot peg, jumping from side to side, and, wait for it, wall of death. I can't even imagine what a surprise she must have been to those watching her. News of Bessie spread, giving her a rise to fame. What you have to keep in mind, though, is that in 1930, a woman on a motorcycle was a rare thing. We're still quite rare, but we're growing. Still, the demographic of riders is mostly men. So have a think back to what it was like for Bessie at that time, not just as a young woman on a motorcycle, but as a young black woman on a motorcycle. Discrimination and racism followed Bessie throughout her travels. Motels would often deny her accommodation, forcing her to sleep in parking lots, using her motorcycle as a bed. At one point, she was chased off the road by a white man in a pickup truck, who deliberately ran her and her Harley-Davidson into a ditch. The appalling treatment that Bessie faced due to her skin color and the countless obstacles she overcame as a woman is astounding. Also think about the road conditions at that time too. This was back before the interstate highway system. The roads were rough, rarely lit, or well marked, and had to be navigated expertly. And Bessie did not falter. Later on, during World War II, Bessie served as a motorcycle dispatch rider, delivering classified documents to military bases across the country. She was the only woman to serve as a dispatch rider. By the 1950s, Bessie ended her United States motorcycle treks and settled in Miami, Florida. Initially, she took on a job as a private cook, then went on to study nursing. In 1959, she became a licensed practical nurse. She also founded the Iron Horse Motorcycle Club. At one point, she arranged a meeting with the local chief of police after a police officer pulled her over stating, "Women are not allowed to ride motorcycles." She demonstrated her skills to the chief of police and was never targeted by the police again. It's crazy, just crazy. Despite being settled, she continued to perform in races, earning the nickname the Motorcycle Queen of Miami. In fact, in one race that she won, disguised as a man, she was refused the prize when she took her helmet off. As for Bessie's personal life, well, Bessie wed and divorced 6 times, although I do not know why. She sadly lost 3 babies and went on to remain childless. A sad contrast when you compare it to her life of so much adventures. In the year 2000, Bessie was inducted into the USA Motorcycle Hall of Fame, making her the first African American woman to be inducted. Sadly though, by this date, Bessie had already passed away. She was 82 years old when she passed from an enlarged heart complication in the year 1993. So she would never know of her induction. However, she most certainly would have known that she was incredible and inspirational, and to so many women. Rest in peace, Bessie. I hope you are flying high. Thank you for paving the way for so many of us.